plain, but it's still cute. Tooch tooch. I brought this scarf for a pop of color just to shut the girls down. Yep, that's me, Brittany, or B Hall as they call me. And whether I'm playing dress up, getting ready to go out and hang out with my good friends, I wake up every morning and I brush my teeth and think, what am I gonna wear today? So I thought to myself, I'm always thrifting on here, so why don't I come up with a series and show people how I actually find the good stuff without getting overwhelmed and running out of there. So I hopped online, I did some research, and here's what I came up with. Stay tuned. So I'm a professional thrifter. Keep watching this video. You're going to be going to secondhand university, and you just might make the dean's list. As I said, I was a professional thrifter, and I have the closet to prove it. But before I get into the tips, I want to get into a little bit of background on me and how I started my career. So my story is not recent. I did not just become a professional. Thrifting story starts at about 6 or 7. Really, it starts before I could even remember. I just remember one day being in a car. No, I'm just kidding. But ever since I can remember, my family was thrifting. I mean, down to my grandma, to my cousins and aunt, we would go all together on like a Friday night, come back and have dinner together. That's really my childhood. Uncle that works in a thrift store, so that's pretty cool too. Furniture is a big part of my story too. Tip 1, how to dress. To me, the best outfit choice, the best uniform that you should wear is something form-fitting, top and bottom. Even if you wear something over it, if you're not so comfortable with like wearing tights and a tight shirt, if you're not comfortable like that, then wear some sweats over it, and that way you can transition in and out of them. Because one thing, if you've been in a thrift store, dressing rooms aren't always an option. Somebody like me, I just don't like trying clothes on, whether I'm in a mall or anything. I don't like trying them on unless it's something easy to do. I don't like going out and taking my clothes off. Sorry, that's just me. Dressing that way makes your time more efficient because getting in and out of your clothes a lot of time, in my opinion. But also, while dressing for comfort, you still want to dress with a little bit of pizzazz. I'm not saying you need to do full glam, full beat, and a 40-inch bust down, but you need to be looking nice enough to where you can see the vision. It's not like we're walking in H&M or Zara where there's 15 yellow shirts, 12 denim jeans. Like, you really have to be able to visualize the look. You gotta be a visionary. Looking tired, you're not gonna be able to see the vision unless you're a professional like me. Tip number 2. How do you find stuff in a thrift store? Like I said in the last tip, it's hard to really see when you go in there. Most people get overwhelmed, but the most important thing when finding stuff in there is to sift, not skim. It takes a while to be a skimmer to where you can really find stuff, but even then, the best of the best miss out on something good. To not get overwhelmed, I would say pick an area that looks the cleanest and the least scary to you and decide, okay, I'm going to work my way from point A to point B. And when you're looking for clothes, you have to sift through every hanger. Not skim, sift. Because you could come up on a brand that you really would hope you don't miss out on. You could really come up on some hot shit. I'm not supposed to cuss. One thing that I would say I'm a collector of at this point is jackets. I have jackets for days and coats. I have plenty. And it's because I find these high quality pieces that are statement pieces and I can't let them pass up. pass me by. I can't let them pass me by. It's $40. Cute. And that brings me to my third tip. Plan. Plan ahead. Includes taking into consideration, what do you need in your closet? Like, okay, it's winter now. Spring is coming. So these type of things in my head so I can plan ahead. Another planning thing that you want to do is to know your thrift stores. On Wednesday, this thrift store puts out new racks. On Wednesdays is their half off day. On Friday is theirs. You never know. Certain thrift stores have a color system. Ones have a item system. That's just the type of thing that you need to know, but also you might not know that in advance. So if you go and mark out a map of your thrift stores and call ahead, you can be really prepared. It'll help your pockets and it'll just help you just know what to expect when you get there. Because a lot of thrifters I know, they say half off day is just a no-go for them. And it has been for me sometimes. So half off day, I've seen a few fights. I don't know what it is about uh cheap stuff, secondhand stuff, but it really brings out the tussle in people. It does. And I'm there with my camera to film it. I will not insert clips either. But I've seen some crazy stuff at the thrift store. But it's a safe place for the most part. I haven't, experienced anything too crazy except like a scammer one time. Every store has its gems and every store has its flops. I have been to some stores that really don't have nothing in there that's even worth my time, but I was always able to reason with something like a basics, something like that. One thing that I struggle with is probably overbuying. At one point, I had an overload of t-shirts that I didn't really need or I shouldn't have purchased, but because I knew where to find them, I will get them. All thrift stores you find designer, but is it real? Something you have to pick up on and learn too. I'll talk about that in another video. Number 4, what to bring. What do you bring to the thrift store with you? Do you need to have a kit or anything, a measuring tape? I don't know. No, you don't need to bring a lot. In my opinion, pack light. Some of the best thrift stores are in shady areas sometimes, but also in the nicest area, you will get pickpocketed. So your cart is going to be pretty unattended. You need to be sifting, not worried about your luggage that you brought with you. Pack light. So when I go to the thrift store, I put my wallet, honestly, when I go to any store, I put my wallet in my pocket. It's on my person, my phone, and my headphones. The headphones are vital, period, point blank. You need headphones to keep you calm, keep you from getting overstimulated. In here, you never know. You never know. Focus when you're in there. You don't want to miss the hot. Trust me. Let's thrift the girls. Okay, so it is 25% off today. They look pretty good. Is that a cat? Okay, I'm gonna get him. I'm getting him. Number 5, last but not least, are the clothes clean? The answer is yes and no. So most thrift stores have their own cleaning policy, which most of the time includes a spray down of the clothes. Something that is, cigarette smoked out. I've never really found anything that was super stained. You can take it to your local cleaners and they will get, especially those quality fabrics, you don't want to be throwing that in the washing machine. So fabric care, you can find a lot of bags that are going to need a little extra love because who knows when they got in the thrift store. So get you some leather CPR, you need a tailor, you need a cleaners, and you need some products that will help make things fit, like a hemming kit, a sewing kit, things like that. If you know how to sew, then girl, you already ahead of the game, or guy. or whatever you identify as. It's a great way to develop your personal style and to upgrade your closet. So we see a lot of Ralph Lauren, a lot of Lululemon. Another big misconception when it comes to thrifting is that you're just going to walk in and you're going to find exactly what you need. Probably because when you look online, you see people with this great fashion sense, great style, which are two different things, and these amazing put together outfits. And then when you go in there, you just don't see it. And some people always ask me, how do you find this stuff? Where is all the good stuff at? I need to know which stores you go to so I can find good stuff. As I said earlier, being a visionary is one of the most important things that you can be if you choose to partake in this type of shopping. So I use Pinterest. I scroll and I scroll and I see outfits that I want to recreate or, add a little twist to, or I just like the top. And I'm going to go find it. I'm going to go see what things are trending when it comes to streetwear, business casual, things like that. Dressing is something that I really enjoy, and I always have, whether I was on point or not. I've always enjoyed it, and I'll always will. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you take my tips into deep consideration, and I hope to see you at the stores.